In a quiet, picture-perfect village, Ella was known for her curious spirit. Her brown hair always seemed to have a little wind in it, as if her thoughts were constantly swirling with wonder. At just 9 years old, she'd explored every nook and cranny of the village. Every tree, every pond, every stone seemed to whisper secrets to her. Yet, there was one thing she had never truly paid attention to: mirrors. One rainy afternoon, while playing alone in her room, Ella noticed something strange. She had passed the same mirror countless times before, but today, her reflection seemed different. It wasn't a big difference, just a flicker, a momentary sparkle in the reflection's eye, something only a curious girl like Ella would catch. She stepped closer, peering into the glass. Her heart raced as her reflection smiled a little too late, not following her own movements perfectly. "Hello?" she whispered nervously. To her surprise, the reflection spoke back, but it wasn't an echo, it was an actual voice. "Hello!" the reflection said cheerfully, her eyes shining with mischief. Ella gasped and stumbled back. You're not me." "Nope, I'm Shiny," said the reflection, grinning from ear to ear. "I live on the other side of the mirror. We're kinda like twins, but from different worlds." Ella's heart pounded in her chest. A world beyond the mirror? But how? Shiny leaned closer, her face full of excitement. "I can switch places with you, if you want, just for a bit. It's fun. Everything's a little backward in my world, but it's not scary or anything. You'll love it." Ella hesitated. She was curious, but the idea of stepping into a whole different world was overwhelming. Still, her adventurous heart beat stronger than her fear. With a deep breath, she nodded. Shiny's smile widened. "Okay, ready? Just touch the glass." As Ella's fingertips brushed against the cold surface of the mirror, it rippled like water. In the blink of an eye, she found herself standing in Shiny's world, while Shiny took her place on the other side of the glass. The mirror world was mesmerizing. Everything was familiar, yet completely different. The colors were brighter, the air lighter. Even the village seemed to hum with energy. But what really threw her off was how everything was backward. Left was right, words were mirrored, and even time seemed to move a little differently. Ella's heart raced with the thrill of it all. For days, Ella and Shiny switched places, exploring each other's worlds. They laughed, got into all sorts of mischief, and helped each other navigate the quirks of the mirror world in the real world. But the more time Ella spent in Shiny's world, the more she felt a strange tug in her heart. Something wasn't quite right. One day, after a particularly wild adventure, Ella noticed something odd. In the mirror world, shadows didn't fall as they should. Reflections of other people acted differently too, as if they had their own lives disconnected from reality. Then, Ella stumbled upon an old, dusty mirror hidden in the corner of the mirror world's village. It was unlike any she'd ever seen, cracked and covered in a web of fine silver lines. Her curiosity got the best of her, and she touched it. Suddenly, a rush of memories flooded her mind, memories that didn't belong to her. She saw flashes of other mirror pals like Shiny, who had once switched places with children from her world. But in these memories, the pals never gave their place back. Her heart pounded. Shiny had been so kind, so fun, but now, Ella couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this world than she realized. She raced back to the mirror she had come through, but Shiny wasn't there. Instead, the reflection of her own face looked back at her, expressionless, unmoving. A cold dread washed over her. What if Shiny didn't want to switch back? What if she was stuck? Tears welled in Ella's eyes. She banged on the glass, pleading, "Shiny, please let me come back. This isn't funny anymore." For a long, terrible moment, the mirror remained still. Then, finally, Shiny appeared on the other side, but her mischievous smile was gone. She looked almost sad. "I wasn't going to keep you here," Shiny whispered. "But a lot of mirror pals do. They get tired of their world and want to stay in yours. It's so bright and free over there." Ella's heart softened at Shiny's words. She understood the loneliness, the longing in Shiny's voice. But she couldn't stay in the mirror world forever. She missed her life, her village, her family. "Please, Shiny, Ella said gently, placing her hand on the mirror. "I need to go back, but I'll visit again. I promise." Sheenie hesitated, but then slowly she placed her hand on the glass, matching Ella's. With a shimmering ripple, the world around Ella shifted, and she found herself back in her own room, standing before the mirror.